7 designer bags that I am ditching from my collection and what I'm swapping it with instead. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Steph. Now, I've been collecting designer bags for well over 10 years, and some of them work out way better than we planned, and some maybe not so much. I find videos like this helpful, so I thought I would take you through 7 bag choices, and some of them are super surprising because I even said to myself I would never sell some of these bags, and I'm going to be sharing why I'm getting rid of them, which bags I actually prefer instead, or which bags I maybe plan to get in the future to swap them out for. I'll pop links down below in the description box to all the bags that I mentioned throughout this video so that you can shop along super easily. The first bag that I have decided to ditch out of my collection is going to divide opinion, but I feel like the bag that I want instead I will use a lot more. It has taken me years to come to this conclusion because I think this bag is super cool. This is the Prada Kahia bag, and this is one of the limited edition lion knocker fronts. And I love this because it's giving gothic vibes, it's giving labyrinth, and it's in this gorgeous black Saffiano leather, gold detail, and then we have a wine red leather. We have a very thick, over-exaggerated strap, and I think this bag is a total vibe. She is incredibly unique. However, I haven't actually reached for this bag for a long time now. It would probably be years. It is quite a heavy bag, and I have finally decided to let this bag go because there is a bag that I recently fell in love with on a recent trip to Paris. I did a few vlogs. We went to Galeries Lafayette and we also did Rue Cambon. And I fell in love with another Prada bag. I have not loved a Prada bag enough to even consider a new one for a very long time now. But it wasn't until after I watched my footage back, I was like, do you know what? I really want that bag. And I've kind of sat on it for a few weeks and I think I want the bag even more now. So I have decided to ditch the Kahia, and the bag that I would like to replace it with is the Amy bag. Specifically, I think I want the smaller size, not the large one, and in this beautiful burgundy wine red. When me and Nick saw this when we were in Galeries Lafayette, we both said how beautiful this colour was, and we both liked the bag as well. And I have been thinking about it more and more. Now, I know that this bag has a lot more character. It's far more unique, and I generally love bags that are more that. But since I'm not reaching for this one, I actually think I would use this a lot. I think it would be super easy to style. Shoulder bags are very much in right now, so are these berry reds. Let me know what you think. Am I making a huge mistake, or do you agree with my choice? The second bag I'm ditching, well, I'm a little bit hesitant to commit to this fully, so I really do need your thoughts on this one. This is a bag I have been saying I'm going to sell for quite some time now. I haven't used it a whole lot, but the reason that I have kept it, this is the Louis Vuitton Keepall in the 45, is because when I got this, I paid just under £1,300 for it, brand new from Louis Vuitton. And to get another one now would probably cost me closer to £2,000 if I wanted to get a new one. And based on that, I have been pretty reluctant to sell this because it would cost quite a lot more to actually replace it. That being said, due to this having the monogram all over it, I actually hesitate traveling with this because I don't want to draw attention to my luggage. I don't have a designer suitcase, for example. If I did get one, it would be super low key. So my Keepall is definitely not getting enough use. I think in the last year or two, I've probably used this once, maybe twice, but I can definitely remember one occasion that I used it for a few hours to go to a spa day. The bag that I have decided to replace it with could arguably be ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts. I recently added this to my collection. This is the Coach Empire in the 48 size. Now, one thing that I have been using quite a bit is my Coach Empire 40. This is the Merlot colorway. I took this with me to Paris, but it wasn't actually big enough for what I wanted to carry, so I had to take 2 bags with me. I kind of figured if I had had a 48, I would have used this. And yes, it's a large bag, but I would keep it on my wheel case. And she's arguably a lot more low-key than the Louis Vuitton, with this being a mostly leather bag. What do you think? Is this a wild decision, but swapping out the loud luxury for something much more quiet? And just to give you a bit of a size comparison, the Coach is actually quite a lot taller. In terms of width, they're quite similar. I'd say the Keepall is slightly wider, but I think overall, The Coach Empire 48 is actually a bigger bag, but now I think I'm finally ready to ditch my Louis Vuitton Keepall in favour of my Coach Empire 48. The third bag I'm thinking of ditching is actually one of my most used bags. So why am I thinking about ditching it? There is a long story to this situation. I'll try and tell it as quickly as possible. There's actually two bags here that I'm looking at ditching and swapping out for a bag that I know I would use more than both of these, even though one of them is my most used. Here I have the Stella McCartney Falabella in the gold crystals. I love this. Honestly, I don't use it that much, and I think it's because it's a slightly smaller size bag. I can just get my phone in here, but other than that, not a whole lot else. The bag that I use a lot. I am very hesitant to actually get rid of this, but in order to raise funds for the bag that I want to swap into my collection, this one might have to go. This is the Prada Crystal Tote Bag in the silver crystals. Now, honestly, I never really put a whole lot of thought into the fact this is silver crystals. Turns out I'm usually a gold hardware girly, but I actually wear silver quite a lot. I feel like silver works really nicely with black and denim, and I wear a lot of jeans and a black blazer, and then I jazz my outfit up with this Prada bag. I love this bag, but it definitely has one big drawback, as I've realized the more that I take it out. That is that the bag is completely open. It doesn't even have a zip compartment. So whenever I take this bag out, I often put it down and I have to keep checking that all my cards or card holder and things that I don't want to lose are still inside of the bag, which is super annoying. And especially if you're out and you're chatting, you know, the last thing you want to be thinking about is, has my stuff fallen out my bag? So I'm thinking of ditching both of these two bags. I'm pretty confident that I will. And the bag that I want to switch in, oh my gosh, I went to pick up in Manchester around a year ago now, and I was heartbroken when I actually saw it in person. So this is the Bulgari Serpenti bag, and this is the one that's covered in all the black crystals. It almost has like a gold tone to it. It's the most beautiful like evening bag I think I've ever seen. Now I went to Manchester to pick it up. Apparently there was one left. There was a lot of pressure sales tactics, like, you know, if you don't get this one, it will be the last. A lot of that, it just kind of felt a bit icky, and there was crystals missing on this bag. So they were like, if you buy it, we'll send it off to go and get it repaired. And I'm like, hold the phone. This is a £5,000 plus bag, and you want me to buy it and send it off to Italy, and I don't know when I'll get it back. Absolutely not. So I walked away and I tried to forget about this bag, but I have not forgotten about this bag. But guess what? It is still in stock. You can still order them via their website. And I'm thinking if I could get some spare crystals, and if I bought one that had no crystals missing in the first place, this would still be a forever bag for me. I don't think I would regret buying it. Hopefully Bulgari would fix it if anything did actually go wrong with it. But because it's a flat closure, it's more secure than both of these bags. And with it being black crystals, it will basically go with everything, no matter what. So I think it could be a better purchase than having both of these. I'll probably sell this one first and then might look at selling the Prada. The fourth bag I am looking to ditch. Oh my gosh, this bag is gorgeous. The quality is mwah, chef's kiss. I actually use this bag a lot. However, it does have a bit of an issue, a functionality issue that really bugs me, that the brand has now changed, in fact, on newer versions of this bag. This is the Delvaux Tompette bag. Delvaux is one of the oldest leather goods houses in the world. This is the MM size, and this is in the black leather with champagne gold hardware. It does have a longer detachable strap with it, and this is just so easy to style and use. I also love that inside we have one large compartment. I like to take out slightly bulkier items with me, so I actually like that this hasn't got compartments. The thing that annoys me about this bag that has now been changed on newer models is the closing. Sometimes it goes in perfectly, but you have to get this here into the hole exactly. And I often, especially if I'm wearing it crossbody, I just keep doing this and it doesn't close, and it ends up marking the leather as well around here and kind of scratching it. You really do have to look, line it up and then push it, then it's easy. They've now changed this to a magnet closing, which is a lot easier than trying to get it into this little hole on the front. So as much as I love this bag, that does annoy me about it. So if I ditch my Delvaux Tompette bag, what am I planning to swap it for instead? I actually bought this bag because I thought it would scratch an itch that I had and save me a lot of money whilst getting a super high quality bag. But it hasn't quite scratched the itch. So the bag that I really wanted was an Hermes Kelly bag. I finally did get one. This is the Hermes Kelly in the size 28. This is in colour lime. She is very bright. She is a completely different vibe to a black bag, but I'm sure you can see similarities in terms of the design. Now, even though the Kelly bag can get fiddly, I actually really enjoy this bag. I know some people hate this, but I actually mostly just took the flap in the bag and then I kind of just leave the sangles out and then I wear it on the crook of my arm. But then the bag is kind of secure because the flap is closed, but it's a lot easier to get into without having to undo the sangles every time. So this is how I like to wear the bag, no faffing about trying to get magnets closed. And ultimately, I think I can see a black Kelly in my future. I know, super classic, super basic, but I do think it would be a bag I would use a hell of a lot. And I would really like palladium hardware actually. I have a lot of black and gold color combination bags, but for some reason recently, I've just been loving palladium. I feel like it's fresher. I feel like it looks a bit younger. So I think a Kelly 28 in black, or I would love a Kelly 25. Let me know what you think to this swap. Bag number 5 that I'm ditching is from a brand that honestly I've lost interest over the last few years quite significantly. I feel like I pretty much have all the bags that I want from this brand. Let me know how are you feeling towards it. This is one of my Chanel bags. Now, a few of my Chanel bags, like my Pearl Boy, my Trendy, I think pretty much for me are forever bags. I don't think I will ever get rid of them. However, I do have my Chanel 19. This is the larger size in the tweed, and I do think she is exceptionally gorgeous. I only have one bag in tweed. Chanel is synonymous with tweed, so this made a lot of sense to me. Now, I sold my small caramel Chanel 19, I think it was around a year ago now, and it went to a beautiful home. She styles it so well. Sam, if you're watching, hello. But honestly, I don't really miss that bag because I actually preferred my Go On 4 bag from Louis Vuitton. I know not everyone would agree with that situation. The Chanel was incredibly pretty, but I feel like just in terms of the hardware, the leather, the detail, the amazing leather lining on this bag, I actually felt like the Louis Vuitton Go On 4 at the same price point was a far better quality bag. So I ditched my 19 for the Go On 4, and I've come to the conclusion on this Chanel 19 because of another Louis Vuitton bag. This time it's slightly less about quality, just more about aesthetics and what I prefer. And I have just found that I prefer my Louis Vuitton Speedy. This is the 25 size. This is in the black maltage leather. They've taken this off the website, so I don't know if they sell it anymore. But I just find the smooth leather, the size of the bag, how lightweight it is. The Chanel can get quite heavy because we do have non-detachable chains on here. As cool as this bag looks, honestly, I use this one a lot more. It does have a slight quality issue. There is some tarnishing on one of the zippers and it's actually quite bad, which is super frustrating because I've only had the bag a year. But overall, the style, the weight, just everything about this Speedy, I prefer over the tweed Chanel 19. I'm just not reaching for this bag and it's time for her to go. Ditching the 19 and she's pretty much been replaced, not on purpose, but by my Speedy 25. Bag number 6 that I'm ditching, I said that I would never sell this bag. Well, I'm eating my words because I am getting ready to ditch this bag from my collection. And not that there's anything necessarily wrong with it, but there was something that did put me off slightly about this bag, and I'm also not reaching for it. This is one from Louis Vuitton. This is the Lock Me Ever Mini. This is in the colour Grige, which I believe is quite hard to get now because I don't think they have it on the website anymore. They did a pink and a black. I'm quite surprised they never released any more colours of this because from what I could tell, it was in high demand. A gorgeous top handle, a really beautiful neutral, and it also has probably one of the best features about this bag. Look at the beautiful pink lining. But it has one of the gorgeous chain straps with it, which I actually think is really cute. And one of the things that's put me off about this bag, actually, this isn't the deciding factor, but it did put me off. I saw someone with this exact bag and she basically had filled it so much that all the ends here were frayed up like this because it was clearly overpacked and the lock was pulling it down. I would never pack this bag like that, so that wouldn't really be an issue for me. But it kind of just put me off the bag because I thought it looked really awful, to be honest. And if you watch my channel regularly, you might know that I have a current obsession with Bottega. The Bottega Andiamo, this is just absolutely one of my favorite bags ever. I actually wear it all the time. This is a small andiamo in the color olive oil. I'm absolutely in love. And to be honest, just when it comes to a bag of this size, I am choosing my andiamo way more every single time over the Louis Vuitton. I don't know what it is. I just think Bottega resonates with me a lot more. So technically I do have a replacement for this bag. But another bag, if I did get one in a similar color to this, I really do like the Bottega Chow Chow bag in the smaller size, and they do it in a color called limestone. I like that it hasn't got a big logo on like this one does. And honestly, even though it is more expensive, I actually think that Bottega's quality on the whole far supersedes that of Louis Vuitton, other than their super top end range like the Capucine. The Bottega just feels more intricate and the leather feels a lot nicer. So I said this was never going, but it is, and it has been replaced / maybe replaced by Bottega's Chow Chow if I decide to get another bag in this nudie kind of beige color. And the 7th bag I have decided to ditch from my collection. I recently did a video where I cleared out my entire bag collection, and I said I was thinking of selling this bag, and I shared a reason as to why, but maybe not the whole story as to why. So I can now finish my story. People went mad at me in the comments. You were like, how can you get rid of that bag and swap it for what you think you're swapping it for? Like, it makes no sense. The quality is completely not matched at all. And I hear you. This was none other than Ferragamo's Hug bag. This is the, I believe they call it the large size. It was the medium size when I bought it, but this I think is called large now. In the dark Barolo, which is often sold out because it is the most beautiful burgundy color. Now, Tanner Leatherstein recently did a video. He said that this bag is one of the only high-end designer bags he's had where he's given it a 5 out of 5. Like, he just said the quality is beautiful, and I can confirm it absolutely is. The lining is the most stunning leather. I've got the dust bag in here now. It has a longer strap. Just all the leather is absolutely gorgeous. So I said in my clear out video, I don't see the point in keeping this because I have my Coach Empire and they are a very similar size and they are a very similar color. And I would use these bags as travel bags. They are quite big. I work from home, so this would be the only time that I really use a bag of this size. And honestly, I just prefer that the Empire has a zipper. So if the bag falls off my suitcase, everything's not going to fall out of it. Whereas the Empire, we can't close it as well. But what I failed to also share with you in that video is there is another Ferragamo that I think I would use a lot more than this, now that I've got my Coach bag and that I'm falling in love with. It is the Ferragamo Hug bag, but in the soft version. And I can't seem to find one. If you find one, please let me know. But they brought out a chocolate suede Ferragamo Hug Soft. And you use it as a shoulder bag. And I feel like this would be different enough in my collection, and I would use it a lot more as a result of it being different as opposed to it being too similar to another bag in my collection. Because the Hug can stick out quite a lot when you are wearing it on the side of your body. So please don't kill me in the comments. I just want to swap my original Hug bag for a soft Hug bag. Let me know what you think to my current thoughts on the bags that I want to ditch and what I want to swap them for instead. Now make sure you don't go anywhere because my designer bag collection is a tad out of control with nearly 100 bags in it. I'm going to be going through all of them and deciding which ones are going to stay and which ones have to go. Enjoy.